Hi everyone, welcome back to Valley View Flower Farm and my garden. Today we'll be cleaning up the veggie garden. I think I mentioned in a previous video that we do this over the Easter long weekend, but that didn't occur. Today is actually a public holiday in Australia. It's Anzac Day. It's a day where we commemorate, honour and reflect on those servicemen past and present. So the idea today is obviously to tidy up any existing perennial veg. The asparagus will stay to get rid of all the weeds, which you can see is quite a few, and pull out everything that is part of the summer crop. So in doing that, we'll pick off any ripe tomatoes or any tomatoes that we turn ripe, the existing corn, and pull out the zucchini. We've had a bit of a minor frost already, so things need to come out.
Look at this, ratatouille. The one and only ratatouille's been in our garden.
So just a quick follow-up of where we got to after the other day of cleaning out the veggie garden. We've had 46 mil of rain, so things are pretty wet and they're muddy. So this is one of the downsides of having ducks. We need to be a little bit more selective when we let the ducks out, because they tend to destroy any parts of the lawn where the water lays. But this will come back, so I'm not too worried. It's just if you really liked your lawn, you probably would want to avoid that. So everything's been cleaned up. The perennial veg is still in place, but the summer veg has been removed and the beds have been cleared. So this bed here, it is full of seed from the marigolds and the nasturtiums. But what I've found is, even though we've had 46 mil of rain, the soil underneath is completely dry. You just have to dig down a little bit and you notice that the soil is dry. And this to me screams the fact that there is just insufficient organic matter in the soil. Those summer veg have just sapped all the goodness out of the soil, which needs to be replenished. Over here in the tomato bed, however, it's a little bit different. We did top this bed up with quite a bit of compost, being that tomatoes are heavy feeders. So as you dig down, you can see that the soil is quite deep and crumbly and quite moist. So we'll still add some organic matter to this, and then it'll be ready to plant up this season. Hey Bill. So this is the zucchini bed and it's pretty good. It just needs some topping up. And when we talk about topping up, here's the bag of horse manure. We use this is a local fellow bags up the horse manure and sells it on the side of the road. We know them fairly well, and they just feed their horses with bagged grain and paddock grass, so it's safe to use in the veggie garden. And we just top these beds up, usually use about 4 or 5 bags of the horse manure per these little beds, and then just let that sit. This is the rhubarb, which needs feeding. It's looking a little bit sad at the moment. And what I use is actually a lawn food. It's Sudden Impact for Lawns, which is an organic lawn fertilizer. And I just find that gives the rhubarb the little pep that it needs. I also use it on my strawberries as well, because this time of year they're not flowering or fruiting. So it just gives them a bit of energy and a bit of boost before they slow down over winter. Another thing I use in the garden, we have a lot of things self-sowing in the gravel, which is fine. I actually have some sweet peas, some German chamomile, some scabiosa, and a little bit of thyme. I've seen in a few spots. There's some thyme there that just comes up in the gravel, and I just leave that. I'm not too worried about that. But for the other grasses in here, I actually use Slasher, which is an organic weed killer. But obviously I won't use that today because Slasher relies on the sun being out for it to activate. I'm not sure if this one's a vinegar-based one, but it essentially just burns the foliage and then stops the plant from photosynthesizing, and then it just dies back. So I find that quite handy to use, especially since it's organic and it's in the vegetable garden. So this is our fringed kale that I planted. So this is not an eating kale. This is an ornamental kale. And I just thought I'd see how it grows. Obviously it's suffering a little bit from cabbage moth. And if you look carefully, you can see a little caterpillar down there in the leaf that's eating the holes in the plant. But it develops a tight kale cabbage-like head that is colourful and is used in the cut flower industry. So I thought I'd plant a few in the veggie garden, just see what they end up looking like and see whether I want to put them in the flower patch. So that's it from the veggie garden today. We'll keep working and continue to tidy everything up and refresh those beds. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you're enjoying my videos or find them at all useful, can you please like and subscribe? See you next time.